What's up, everyone? It's me, Adam Prime, and I'm back with the Blazing Toku Moviethon. And we are covering Ultraman, Superior 8 Ultra Brothers. Or, the Great Decisive Battle of the 8 Ultra Brothers. Or the Superior Ultra Brothers. I don't know, it has more than one title, but the one that it says on my box is Superior 8 Ultra Brothers. I was going to try to do an Ultraman movie for Ultraman Day, and if you're looking at the date from this and being like, man, Ultraman Day was a while ago, where were you? I pre-planned these videos, and I forgot to mark when Ultraman Day was, so here we are now, covering this movie a week or two out. But you know, I do like me some Ultraman. I have a lot more research to do with this movie. I have currently watched through all of Dyna. I have currently watching through Tiga. Watched a little bit of Gaia. That was really good, and I need to go back to it, like sooner rather than later. But I could also say the same for Mebius. Both I really enjoyed, and I need to get to watching, but I don't have the time. But this was a fun movie. Overall, I dig the packaging on this, by the way. Like, I love the, like, colorful packaging. The purples, the blues, the oranges. It's good. Even got it on the back. But don't mind them. They're fine back there. It was a really fun movie, and honestly, this is one of those movies, even though apparently it takes place, like, with Mebius, because this was during Mebius' show, he's not the main character. So, honestly, the funny thing is with this movie, there's really almost not a whole lot to talk about, especially suit-wise, because they're all the same suits. Like, Tiga Multi-Type's the same, Dyna Flash-Type, so on and so forth. There's no new suits really in this. This isn't like Ultraman Saga where you get Ultraman Saga at the end. It's literally just these 8 Ultra Brothers meeting up and kicking some ass. But it is an alternate timeline. And I'd really like to be in the pitch meeting for when they decided they were going to do this alternate timeline. Like, what do you think it would look like?
Alright, I have a great movie idea, where all 3 of you are best friends.
I mean, we're already friends, so, I guess we could do a movie. That'd be pretty easy. I'm in. This could be fun.
But you see, in this movie, you're childhood best friends.
I'm not even from the same universe.
Well, you see, that's the trick. We make it a different universe, but you guys look the same in this universe, but you guys grew up together in 1966, and you watched the original Ultraman.
Dude, that makes no sense. Like, whatsoever. And again, not the same universe. Hey! What about us 4 original Ultra Brothers? What about us? Got anything for us to do in this movie?
Of course I do! You'll fit perfectly in this new universe. I will call it the Superior Universe, because it can be whatever we want it to be. Because this could be a great movie, with 8 of you, and like the new guy, but he's not here, but he'll definitely be part of it. But it will work out. It doesn't matter. We could have fun, you know. Doesn't have to make a ton of sense. It's just a new universe where anything can really be. Such as Shin Hayata owning a bicycle shop or something. It's gonna be great. We'll make millions.
And this isn't an office, man. It's an arcade. With a Pac-Man machine. We all know it's you, Nice. Nobody sees the wizard! This is definitely not how the movie pitch went. Not at all.
Who even thought about this? Who did this?
It probably looked nothing like that via I use toys, but it could be something like that. But then again, who knows? Maybe this helmet's just getting a little steamy and I'm losing it. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's like, I like that I think it's funny because you always hear that Tiga, Dyna, and Gaia are a trilogy, but Tiga and Dyna are in the same world. They both have guts, they have the TPC, and they are a connected world. Matter of fact, I think Dyna takes, like, is 10, 15 years or something like that after Tiga. Gaia is in his own universe, is his own thing. So were they just the 3 starting Heisei series, and they're just like, "Hey Gaia, you can join in. You're good. You can be a fun time." But like, I like how in this one, in this what I guess we'll call the superior universe, I'm only calling it the superior universe because that's what it says on the box. I'm not saying, "Oh, this is the best universe of all time." No, it is not that. Obviously. But it's an alternate timeline where Ultraman is a show, and you have 3 young friends, Daigo, Asuka, and Gamu, who watched Ultraman on when it first started in 1966. Now they're adults, have moved on with their lives from Ultraman, and are living it with a bicycle shop owner, Hayata. I'm really not sure what Moriboshi did. I think he ran a bar. I don't know. I don't know what Dan was doing. He was doing his Dan stuff. You have Shinji running a bakery. Senji? I think I'm pronouncing that right. And Go is working on cars. They are no way the UltraBrothers. They are just normal old people who hang out and have super speeding powers. Yes, at some point in this movie, like, these children are about to get ran over, and all of them, like, these 60-plus-year-old men just are like, flashing around the screen. And that's pretty much the movie, is, like, that's their alternate timeline, and, like, Daigo, which, our main character is Daigo, the original actor for Ultraman Tiga, which, he was Daigo then, he's Daigo now. But this time they're all in alternate timelines. And they do change the characters a little bit and turn into the Skid. Like, none of them are pilots anymore. None of them are, like, working for this big organization. But, like, now they went with... Daigo wanted to be an astronaut, but now is showing tourists? Okay. And, like, ran away from his dream or something. That just kind of happened near the end of the movie. But yeah, he wanted to be an astronaut. And Gamu was like, "I'm gonna build your spaceship that you ride around in," which fits his character from what I saw. Again, I have not seen all of Gaia, but from, like, the few little bits of episodes I watched, since he built the ships in Gaia, it makes sense that he's like, "I want to build ships," and that comes back later. I will be back to to a boat that flies later. That will be on a quiz somewhere. I promise you. And then you have Asuka, who's like, "I want to be a baseball player." One of these things is not like the other. One's trying to go into space, the other one's trying to help him go into space, the other one just throws balls. Yes, I said it that way for a reason. And yeah, pretty much, it's weird because, like, this movie almost, it was a really fun time, but I feel like you saw very little Ultras, in the movie. Like, the opening bit is pretty much like Daigo being like, "I'm having these dreams that I'm seeing Ultramen," and everyone's like, "Bro, you're crazy. Like, dude, calm down." Like, he literally, you see him in the office for 3 seconds and he wakes up and he's like, "Ultraman! Ultramen are everywhere!" And, like, everyone's like, "What the hell?" And, like, are laughing at him. So it's like how I feel if I were to accidentally wake up from an Ultraman dream in the middle of work, that, like, that's all my coworkers would act. But then again, they also would just be confused because they don't know what that is. So it probably won't be like that. And then you get to, like, Mebius's part, which, honestly, even after watching Mebius, you could really not... You could just watch this movie on its own. Like, Mebius is pretty much there, and, like, he's from his Earth. And, like, that's the whole thing is with parallel Earths and everything. But Mebius is from his own Earth, and somehow got to the superior Earth. That is just what I'm going to dub it. It is the superior Earth for now. And he's just like, oh, how's it going? I don't know what I'm doing here. And Daigo's like, I think these old people are Ultra people. And he's like, oh yeah? And he shows up and he'll just be like, oh my god, Brother 7, what's up, bro? And like, Dan is just like, I don't know you. I don't know you. And then he goes to Hayata's bike shop and he's like, Ultraman, oh yeah, what are you doing? He's just like, I don't know you. Get out of my bike shop, you weirdo. And that's just kind of what happened. So it's like, it just looks like Daigo's going around with this crazy cosplayer yelling at old people. Like, and everything. And it's like, it was also really interesting because there were a ton of cameos in this. From like, alternate versions of characters, just to actors coming back to play side characters, or just one-off background characters. There were a lot of actors, and I imagine there are some that I didn't pick up on at all. But like, there were so many returning actors. Like, I couldn't even list them all. Honestly, watch the movie yourself, because me just listing them would just be kind of boring. But it's kind of neat, because if you've watched a lot of Ultraman, you're like, oh, I know this guy, I know that guy. Hey, isn't that guy from such and such? That's how you feel the whole movie. And it was really cool, because they did get a lot back. And if you look back to, like, when this movie was coming out, and, like, when Mebius was coming out, and like, Mebius was the last, like, main TV show, you know, where it's like, after this, it took a break until Ginga, which was in 2013, 2012, something like that, like, or, no, 2011, I think Ginga was 2011, but, like, so, they had this break after Mebius, so it just kind of felt like, maybe a little bit of a swan song of just being like, hey, just, if Ultra ever leaves, it's never gonna be truly gone. And it was an overall nice message, and I had a really fun time with this movie. It was a really enjoyable watch. And just seeing all these characters interact were really fun. I love seeing Takeshi Suno back as Asuka. He's my favorite. Dinah's still my favorite. But it's like they all, like, later in the movies just got these sad backstories where, like, Gamu's like, I built this boat. I want this boat to fly. And then at the end, when he decides he's gonna be Gaia, he's just like, I'm gonna get this boat to fly someday, damn it! And then he does, but... And then, like, Asuka just is like, I accidentally nuked my career and the rest of my team's career, and now I want to die in my baseball field. I'm not joking, that's, like, how it felt to me, and if you're just like, you're wrong, okay. That's cool, I don't want to feel like somebody wants to kill themselves via giant monsters in a baseball field. And, like, obviously, like I said, all the monsters are reused. I love seeing Pandan. Pandan is probably one of my favorite kaiju of the Ultra variety. I don't know why. Like, I just look at that weird two-headed chicken nugget, and I'm just like, I like you. Like, and obviously at the end, like, they had their big CGI fight. They were all flying around fighting this amalgamation monster. But it was overall a good time. And it's so easy to get right now. You could buy this off Amazon. You could probably find this in a store somewhere, like Best Buy or something. So that's another cool thing. Look at all this Ultra we can consume right now. And it's all legal. We can watch it. And it's not really that expensive. Especially with how many things go on sale. Like, I've seen some of the Steelbooks go for like $12 for a whole series. Like, I bought most of mine, like, when I started getting the Ultraman, like, DVDs and Blu-rays. And it's really cool to have this. And honestly, that's another fun factor of this movie. Is it just gives you more content and more stuff. Where it's like, we now have pretty much all of Mebius and its movies in our houses, you know? It's something really cool, and this movie was a ton of fun. had fun characters. It was cool to see some of these actors back. And like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed your own Ultraman day, and I hope maybe you guys watched this. Maybe you watched Superior 8 Ultra Brothers. Like, it is a good Ultraman Day flick. And I feel like I've been jumping around and I didn't say a lot about this movie because it's one of those movies that, why explain it? It's a fun time, just full of heart almost. Like, you can feel that the people behind this movie, both the actors, the directors, had the feeling and heart to want to just show you they love Ultraman. And it really shows from, like, how the characters react, the alternate takes of characters, seeing, like, people are married and such. Like, it was really interesting and kind of heartwarming. It had, honestly, some really cool fights. And you got to see a bunch of, like, team-ups that maybe you never thought you'd see before. You got to see Mebius with all the other Ultras. I don't know where Taro and Zoffy went, but I guess they didn't show up on Superior Earth. But to get to the ending of it, which was kind of weird, because pretty much they become Ultras and they save the day, and, like, it, like, hard cuts to, like, Daigo gets married, everyone fulfills their dreams, Asuka's a pro baseball player, and then they're going to space on a boat, because Gamu was like, I am going to make this boat fly, damn it! And he does, and it's like a regular boat. They just added thrusters to that just launch into the sky. And, like, I get how they explain it and everything, but it was just kind of funny, because it was then, like, Daigo's daughter and, like, Gamu and Asuka and all of them. I'm like, wait, Asuka, are you gonna go fucking play baseball in space? Why are you going? Your dream is back on Earth. You wanted to be a pro baseball player. And it was also interesting to see those alternate takes, because in Dyna, baseball was a part of Asuka's character, but it was one of those things that apparently was left by the wayside because they just either, I couldn't remember if they couldn't find ways to put it in, or the actor could not fulfill what they desired for such a thing. Either way, it was something that was kind of cut, but was still there. You could still tell that, like, baseball is important to that character. We had the episode where he was part of a baseball team, but overall, the baseball thing was really never a factor in his character in the show. But it was interesting to see that take. Like, then you obviously get Daigo giving up on his dreams and stuff, but going towards them, because then he eventually does become an astronaut. And Gamu does Gamu things. I don't know. Am I even saying his name right? Gaia. That's who I'm talking about. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like this review is kind of a little bit all over the place. And I think that's honestly good for this movie's benefit. Like, being not clear on it just gives you more to enjoy when you watch it. Like, if you hear the plot details and you're like, oh, that just sounds fun. It is. It's a really fun, simple movie, but really enjoyable. And honestly, had some very heartwarming moments. So, I can highly recommend this movie, especially if you're an Ultra fan. So, I guess that's it. So, to whatever I do next. Take it away, Beliarok!
Next week's movie is Godzilla vs. Mothra. It's a classic. Bye.